question. Thank you so much for the answer. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's also, I wonder how to channel a perfectionist mentality into positive side. What are the things one should be aware of when having this type of personality?
I mean, it's well, one second. So to be perfectionist, it's very good. It's very good. That's actually the Hasid, in some sense, is a perfectionist, right? It's not enough for you to do the minimum, to the minimum what Shulchan Aruch requires. Of course, I'm going to do the minimum. I'm going to do the minimum, and plus I'm going to beautify the mitzvah. You understand? So you just channel to the kosher side. Like a perfectionist is very good. It's very, very good. But what could be negative? What could be negative? To, as we said yesterday, when it start like projection on others, they trying to get up on time, and you get up 45 minutes because you want to say all the kavod. So okay, so don't push them. Work on your own perfectionism. Understand? So it's very good quality, right? It's very, very good. Like perfectionism person, I assume. I don't know, but I assume that this person is very organized, right? Organized. So all of our sages, all of the great rabbis were not organized. Very, very organized. So if you want to be Moshe Feinstein, you have to be organized. If you're Rabbi Elyashiv, others, like they were very, very organized, right? They would go to sleep in certain hours, wake up in the middle of the night, go learn. The Rabbi Vadia Zatzal also. You understand? So it's because of they organized, because they were perfectionists. So they would learn Torah on the higher level, right? The higher level means that I want to be perfectionist. I want to understand. I have a question. I'm not going to go to sleep if I have a question, or I'm not going to let it go if I have a question. Okay, that's very good. It's very good quality. Just channel it to the Torah side, and don't annoy others. What else?
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
So if someone is, say, a perfectionist in his job, for example, and unfortunately this could be very exhausting sometimes, because many of the things a person that is perfectionist in this field are very unnecessary. And I would say in certain aspects of ed would be lack of bitachon, because the parnasa comes from Hashem. So I was wondering, is there a way like to merge this perfectionism from other areas in life and put it into the servitude of Hashem? Perhaps spend this energy that we usually spend unnecessarily in other things and just use it for that without Hashem. Does this make sense to you? Yeah.
So I would say I understand what he's saying. So I always see like you have, at least me, I have a certain amount of energy. So I know if I'm going to work physically in my house, I have to do this and that, I would get tired, so I have to drive to shul. So if I'm going to just learn, I'm going to walk to shul. So that's how it works, at least with me. You understand? So if I'm going to work and I'm going to work work physically and get tired in a house, right? And then I'm going to walk to shul. When I come back, I'm going to too tired to learn Torah. So meaning what this was like, some of these things were unnecessary. And we had this beautiful mashal. This thank you. Actually, I saw somebody pasted these clips. Right? So he's another clip. When one of the prince was walking in a forest, and he saw a target like the drone on a tree, and there was an arrow in a bull eye. He said, unbelievable, very impressive. They go further and they see that again target, right, and that's arrow in a bull eye. and again and again and again. Then they come to this to the open space, and there is a guy sitting on a fallen tree and eating an apple. The prince said, "That's like, look, excuse me, Mister, was it you with the arrows?" He said, "Yeah, it was me." Prince said, "It's very impressive. Look, my father is looking for somebody like you to hire. He's going to pay you any salary." So the sharpshooter like that. Psh, everybody needs it. The guy started laughing. He said, "Your Majesty, you think that I saw such a good shooter? No, I first shoot at the tree and then I go and draw these circles around, right? The target around. So why like that's and now sages explain. Sages of Musar said that's our goal in life. You draw your target. That's important, right? And then all others like around all around. So then you always going to be in a bullseye. So if I say the source of Hashem is a bullseye, so and that's my target, and then all others say if they happen to happen, yes, it's good. If not, not. Right? Who cares? So basically, our at work. So we're not allowed to lie to our employer. So if in industry standard is people work on the like enough to deliver quality. I'm just making up things on 95. So I'm not obligated to do 130, even though it's going to make him happier, or he's not given like many times they don't even check. So I can do 97 because I want to do a little more than average, or 100, but not more than that. And all of this energy spend on something else, on service of Hashem, right? And guess what? And because of you, being close to Hashem said, look, this guy, this is my son, this is my daughter. They do it just fantastic in service me and learning Torah and performing Mitzvot. You know what? I want them to have parnas. This parnas is enough for them. It's worth it for Hashem to sponsor the whole company. They couldn't be the business could be the lost business from 17 years ago. He would support the whole company just for what? For that person to get his salary. That's it. Why? Because it's worth it for Hashem. And then that person not to get depressed, not to have anxiety. You understand? So when you serve Hashem and you do your job honestly, that's more than enough. So and put your effort, perfectionism in service Hashem, and you helping your company. Everybody is going to benefit. Okay.
Thank you very much for that.
You're welcome.
Next question, thank you so much for the love. Regarding projecting on others.
Mm-hmm.
If it bothers us to see people goofing around at work or being late, which unfortunately this is not uncommon in many places, should we just ignore those people? How to adjust our mentality when seeing the situation?
So the thing, okay. The thing is, it's actually halacha, straightforward. I mean, it depends on the situation. Who is the owner? So if the owner is a Jew, it's one halacha. If it's non-Jew, it's different halacha. Because why? It's like a lost object. So the laws of lost object. When a Jew lost something and you see that he lost it, you're obligated to return to him, right? So meaning that you have to talk to that person, stuff like that, or like do something like indirectly maybe to affect that person. You understand? So, but if it's not a Jewish person, the boss is not Jew, or it's a corporation, so it's most of them are non-Jews. So you're not obligated to return the lost object to a non-Jew. You can if you want, but there is no such obligation. You understand? So you're not obligated to do anything. And plus, if it's going to create some tension in the office, and this person is going to hate you, or like if you can find a clever way, you should. But if not, right? So just leave it alone. Especially if it's a non-Jewish environment. Yes.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
Okay. question. Additional question of having perfectionist personality. When we did not perform as good as we could, in the process of reflection and trying to do better next time, it's easy to, so to speak, beat oneself up mentally. How could we work on this unhealthy mentality?
That's a suggestion from Satan, right? So like to beat oneself up. So once it's gone, it's gone. So you concentrate on the future. So you read your accounting and you say, okay, I failed, and you know why I failed? Oh, by the way, why did I fail? And you try to see like your day, why exactly you failed. You understand? And then you like you have this imagination, and you're going back in time, like even though it was early today, and you find exactly point why you failed, and you said, you know what, this was the reason of my failure. That's it. This reason is out of my life. You understand? So and you continue. So but Satan wants to feel bad about what happened in the past, right? And I have this clip about apples, right? It's always also famous parable. When one thief comes to the market, a girl sells the apples, and the thief started grabbing the apples and steals, and she's shocked. She does not know what to do. All of the apples on the counter, and he grabs, and somebody screams at her, like, what is standing? Get some apples back, and whatever you can save. And same as Satan, he comes and say, and he makes a worry about the past that we cannot change, right? But future we cannot control, but we control our past, or our present. What we can present is these apples. Apples I must save. What was in the past? I cannot save. Whatever this thief took, okay, that's too late. Whatever is going to be like, are they going to catch this thief and bring me my apples? Maybe yes, maybe no. It's not in my control, but what I can do now, it's in my control. So in my control now is to do accounting and see where I was wrong, and that's it. So it's not allowed. You remember, these thoughts comes from Satan. From what not from Satan, it's to healthy accounting, self-accounting, and see where I went wrong. That's it. So everybody make mistake, but you learn from this mistake, and that's it. It's you did the sure. And it's you're good. You continue. Okay. Well,
thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
Next question. If a woman has a very ambitious nature, how to utilize it to get closer to Hashem? Since it's not a woman's obligation to study Torah, should one try to entice/persuade/pair her husband and kids to study as much Torah as possible?
Yes.
Would this count as projecting our perfectionistic mentality on others?
Yes, and plus, who said just because she's not obligated, does not mean that she should not study Torah, and she should, and maybe encourage her husband how. That she should lead the studying. You understand, with the kids, and let everybody join. Make it fun for everybody, when everybody participate on their own level. You understand, and encourage her husband. There are many ways to encourage the husband, right? To give him compliments, and he's not so smart, not so sharp, but we have to remember that the wisdom comes from Hashem. Right, so even though he's not very sharp, very sharp in learning, but it's only a matter of time. If he continue, pray to Hashem, and Hashem is going to open his mind. I saw many times in my life people who are like average, and they become very, very smart, very, very above average, and all of them, their peers that had good potential, they stayed exactly with that potential until today. You understand? So that's the thing. So it's very good when a woman has this motivation, and she can learn. She can teach others, and she can teach other women, for example, right? She can do, of course, without recording, but let's say personal women classes. right? Teach them especially if she has a right hashkafa. Although many rabbis just so we know they're corrupted. Because why they're corrupted? Why would I say it? So maybe it's Lashon Hara. Because the husbands are corrupted. So all of the although in local shuls, everybody where I live, everybody. There's no one exception. I wish I had one exception. Everybody. Why? Because of the money. Because the salary corrupted, and women would go along with that. If they teach women exactly the same corruption as husbands are teaching. You understand? It became normal in their family. So if she can be different and she can teach other women the truth, so she's obligated. It's a must for her. There's no choice, especially if she has this charisma, right? And talk to people and be persuasive. Yes, absolutely, that's a must. Right? That's a very, very precious character trait, right? That must be developed for the sake of the family, of course, and for the sake of other women as well. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Rabbi.
You're welcome.